Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. This is hold on. This is TheSkullKlown. I want to talk about something real quick. Um, hold on. I want to talk about something real quick. I hate when this gets tangled. So I want to say something. These companies, guys, like Disney, for example. You know how these companies. Let me get a little bit up closer, so you guys can hear me a little bit better. You know how these companies um or make you know how these companies make movies, right? And then it's like a bomb and shit like that. But then they come around and they be like they throw a thumbs up and they be like, yeah, we succeeded. And I'm over here like look at the Star Wars shit, for example. That's a good example. And Square Enix, look at them. That's another good example. It's funny that I am talking about Disney and Square here, you know, but it has to be said. At least for both of these companies are releasing stuff and it's not making nothing for them, and they still over here patting themselves on the back, thinking that they did a great fucking job, and then moving the fuck on and making the next project, and they're not hearing and they don't care about the backlash or anything. And you would think that the top heads, not the investors, the top heads of the company will look at that and be like, "You're wasting money. Stop that." You would think, but they're not. But guess what? The investors are looking at it and they're like, we're pulling out. Why are the investors are the ones talking about this fucked up shit? Or why they're noticing this fucked up shit when the top heads of the CEOs of the company cannot figure this shit out or haven't done anything to fix it? You see, we live in a time right now that these motherfuckers will make money regardless. It's the same thing with WWE. What do you think Vince McMahon did all that shit while in the time that he was in WWE? Because he was just still rolling in dough. Doesn't fucking matter. There was no competition basically. And these Hollywood people and these gaming companies are scared of competition. But guess what? Not to say there's still not competition out there. There is, but more competition is coming up because that's what happens sometimes. And a lot of these old timers, like the voice actors, celebrities, and animators and stuff like that, this we are living at a time now that we're going through a renaissance, but also the old timers are leaving out basically, and 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 you got to think about that mainly because we haven't went through that time since what, the 60s, you know. I mean, no, after World War II, I'm sorry. And then we didn't have that with movies since the 90s with the renaissance, well, late 80s, because it's all started with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Seriously, the Renaissance when we had Lion King and Toy Story and shit like that. Yeah, that didn't start until without Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Seriously, and without Howard the Duck, we won't have fucking Pixar. See, these are the things that I'm talking about. We need movies like these that mean. Look at Howard the Duck, for example. There was something that Howard the Duck used, right, when they were making their movie, but then they eventually gave it to to another studio, and then that studio gave it to Disney. Then Disney called it I think it was already called Pixar to begin with, you know. Um so from what I can remember, correct me if I'm wrong about that history and shit like that. But there's a reason why that was happening too. All those people that made Pixar originally, they were doing that Renaissance too. They know the writing. They knew the writing on the wall. Basically, they knew that there was going to be a time and a place where they will actually shine and come out and put their stuff and put what they want to see out there in the open. It's the same thing with video game design. Video game developers should have the mindset of like, I want to put a game out there that I want to play. And a lot of companies don't want to hear video game designers say that. They don't. They want to do that corporate shit, that corporate shield shit, And most people want to call it woke shit. No, it's just corporate shill shit, guys. They just name it to make it something. And the thing is, a lot of people are not thinking of the word woke. They just hear it and they'll be like, okay, so anything that's woke, it's this. We'll just call it that. And I'm over here like, you see, this is why I have a problem with some people sometimes. You don't think for yourself. But guess what? That's gonna end. That's gonna end soon, anyways. I hope you know that. All right. There's and the reason I talk about these companies is because why would you be a big corporation of a company and waste so much money like Square has done and Disney has done, and they're over here like I like the Cena, like a blue like for real. No, I'm seriously. They're over here like dancing like it like then nothing's happening to them. In a spiritual enlightenment way, I know why they are acting like this. I know why. But I'm not going to say it on this channel. I've said it in my other channels. Seriously. And if you want to email me and be like, yo, what was that about? Then I'll tell you in private. But other than that, I don't have to say it in this channel. I already know why these companies are acting the way they're acting. I've mentioned this before in YouTube videos. But as a side note of that, in the spiritual thing, basically, the what's really happened to the planet, basically. But what's happening with these companies financially, basically, the reason that's happening, I mean, if you put the side note, what's happening with the planet, because you have to think about if they're wasting money like this, what, why? Why would you do that as a company? For example, even if they did know the world is ending, why would you, I don't know, basically kind of freak out when you make a movie and when it bombs, you're like, nope, it still made money, or you're just happy that it's almost like me and my friend have talked about this before. Me and my friend have talked about when I went to his house. Me and him have talked about a lot of things that these people in Hollywood will look at things online and they will make it into a thing in their movies, basically. Almost like what happened again, going back with Kingdom Hearts 3, or with any type of form of media that they hear another form of a crowd or type of audience that doesn't respect the art or the style, would just be like, okay, use this. Look at Final Fantasy. Ever since the original creator left, it hasn't been the same, obviously. I'm not saying that with the story and all that, but with the gameplay wise, you know? But that's a whole other can of worms, to be quite honest with you, but that's just a good example, basically. There's so many things that these companies could do right now, alright? Like, strike while the iron is hot, basically. Strike, like, there's so many good things out here, you know? And your companies are not looking at it and taking advantage of it, or looking at these other properties and be like, yo, come work with us. I remember I remember all these companies back in the day used to go to other companies to help them make shit. Because they couldn't do it anymore. They couldn't do it anymore because they got old and they got lazy. It's the same thing right now. It's another. Look, it happens with these companies because the people that have been there for a long time, they haven't left. They haven't left. There's no new people on the higher scale. And most people are like, how would that change anyways? Well, if they're young, new, and fresh and want new shit, of course shit's going to change. But if they're like the other one and they're like, oh no, forget it, then yeah, of course it would not change. Why would it? You know? Especially, what is it? Hold on. Especially when there's a company that doesn't want to evolve. There's companies out here that don't want to push the agenda because it's too offensive. At least with Terrifier, those movies, at least they're going gory as shit and offensive as shit because they don't care. You see, there's a reason why people love South Park still, you know, and sometimes Family Guy. But those are the exceptions, not the rules. Remember, what happened to the Beavis and Buttheads? Whatever happened to the first two, whatever happened to the first two seasons of SpongeBob's? You know? Those were not for kids, those were for adults. What happened to Looney Tunes? Well, actually, I haven't seen the newer ones yet. I know people talk shit about it, but I'm over here, and then they'd be like, oh, they took away the guns and shit. All they is using knives and staffs and shit like that. I'm like, that's still violent, guys. You mean to tell me, oh, if they're not using a shotgun, but they're using an axe, and you think that that's not stupid? And I'm over here like, they've used axes before and hammers before, guys. In Looney Tunes, you acting like, oh, they took away guns, oh, but they're using knives and axes. I get it. The thought of them taking the guns out is like, oh, what the fuck, basically. I get it. It is stupid. The thought of it. But they're still violent. They're using axes, machetes, knives, and shit like that. Freaking bow and arrows, and bombs, which is a tradition in Looney Tunes, using explosives. Do they still do that? Yeah. Then what's the problem? Is the gags good? Yeah. Then what's the problem? I feel like some of these people just want to complain just to complain, and that's fine. I mean, you do you if you want to. I know type of there's certain type of people that are like that on the internet. You know, it just look. It's the same people that talk about the whole Snow White stuff. Look, I get with the actress stuff, and basically, but there's literally people out there that want to watch this movie just to see how bad it is. And I'm over here like, then this movie's gonna make money, you dumb motherfucker. You're one of the problems, to be quite honest with you, of why these live action Disney movies are fucking making money. You say it's shit, and these actors are awful, but you're still gonna watch it. What the fuck's wrong with you? You know? Personally, I thought the Snow White trailer was fine. Not the best, not the greatest. It was fine. And most people are going to complain with the dwarves and shit like that, but I'm like, what do you expect? It's Disney. Of course they're going to make them CGI. I mean, if you have the money for it, would you? No, I would have got actors. Well, guess what? We live in a time that people get fucking offended by you saying fuck you. Seriously. So, so you tell me. I did say there is a renaissance, so you guys gotta fucking be the adults here and change that shit. Cause I'm not the only one that has to do it. Like seriously, you know, the kids that grew up in the fucking 90s. I'm 31 years old. I'm looking at some of these adults here, and I'm over here like, you guys are like, it doesn't matter if the teenagers or the kids. I don't care about that. They're young. They're young. You know. I remember seeing like a video of a little kid talking shit about Godzilla being in Fortnite. Not because he is in Fortnite, because they'd be like, "Oh, they have Godzilla in these movies. That's bullshit because he's from Fortnite." No, he's in a whole other thing. No, it doesn't. And he's like, "I don't care. He's from Fortnite. He's from another movie. That's terrible. That's awful. That sucks." That shit was hilarious to me. A little kid, like a 5 or 7 year old, and I'm like dying my ass off. That's adorable. That was adorable in my opinion. Uh, but hey, Dad, it's Batman from Fortnite. Uh, hey, Dad, it's Godzilla from Fortnite. That's basically it. I started dying my ass off, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. Look, if it's the kids, let them be. But when it comes to full grown adults, that's kind of sad, bro. You know. It's funny that they pushed this agenda of the quote unquote woke shit, and everyone just ran with it. Everyone just ran with it. It's kind of funny. You guys are robots. You guys are fucking robots. You have no indicating. You have no indicating of anything that is your surroundings, sadly. Seriously. There's people, for example, I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but a lot of people know this too. And even people that don't believe it even hear these stories and they already know. People that are on this planet, that are connected to this planet, will figure out a meteor will come down before you do. Because you're not tapped in. You know how sad that is, bro? And this is not an enlightenment video. That's just an observing, that's just That's just a what is it? A, a concerned citizen, basically. To me, I'm just being a concerned citizen mentioning that. I'm like, there's people out here that have literally tapped into nature and literally sees everything around the cosmos, gets messages from the cosmos and shit, basically. And people laugh at that. But yet, they already know what's going to happen before it happens. And then everyone freaks out. I already knew when COVID was going to happen. You know, for example, I mentioned in my Enlightenment channel that in 2019 that these celebrities were acting crazy. And I literally said that something's going to happen because they're acting crazy. And then 2020 happened. Like, come on, my guys. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out how these companies are and figure out everything here, basically. That's just an example. But these companies, when they waste money like this and they don't give a shit, you better start thinking, huh, if they don't give a fuck, why should I? It's the good old, it's the, right? It's the good old saying, if they don't give a fuck, why should I? Because it's true. It's true. And look, I'm not saying Square Enix is not losing money. I'm not saying Disney is not losing money. I'm not saying any of these companies are not losing money. But some of them are acting like everything's fine. Everything's just peachy. Just a Saturday morning, just, making some dough, even though you're not making dough at all. You know, we're not, no one's not too worried with Disney. A lot of people are not. Well, there is that one video there's a video on YouTube that it's about, oh, Hollywood is literally dead. And you know what? I'm not getting into that. All I have to say is, what's going to happen to Hollywood if it's gone? Oh, we be fine. And guess what? It'll be up to us to make movies. You know how awesome that is? The internet? Oh, you know how awesome that is? If Hollywood is gone, well, when Hollywood is gone, bro, you know how awesome that is just to be like, hey, now it's our turn. We can make this shit again. See, it's going back to the people. That's what I'm saying, guys. We Some of this stuff needs to come back to the people. The video game stuff, the movie stuff. Seriously. And some of it has been coming back to the people. It's just that there was a point where that got staggered. And it basically was like, hey, I'm keeping you down because I know I know that once it's almost like we were hitting somewhere that was great for co-creators and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, Hollywood, the government themselves, and these and these what is it? Media, not the media shit. I'm talking about the fucking and these video game companies and these movie companies. You know, all of them are just acting like they don't. You know, I mean, if you don't know, that's fine. But all I have to say is it's just crazy that this stuff happens. I mean, this is I mean, I can't even put into words sometimes. I'm sorry that I'm staggering here because this is unbelievable with these companies, guys. I'm sorry because I'm looking back at this as a person, as a person that's watching this stuff. I'm just, what the fuck? And then as a concerned citizen, I'm looking at some of you people. Not all of you are like this, okay? But some of you guys are acting crazy here, and I'm over here like, what the fuck, guys? What are you doing? Not that long ago, there were two people that got arrested for killing a fucking rabbit. They went to a person's house, not invited, and apparently they had a pet rabbit. They grabbed it and beat the shit out of it and shit like that, and get kicked it for no reason. Most people be like, no, there has to be a reason. No, they look that shit up, guys. I'm not fucking playing with you. I'm talking like what kind of shit? What are we doing here? Like, that's what I'm saying. Look, that what I mentioned with the rabbit. Obviously, there's gonna be crazy people out there, anyways. But I just like to use that example just because when I see how society is right now, I'm like, you guys are acting like that. Not all of you guys, like I said. And then these companies are acting so dumb, so stupid, that they have a head up their ass that they're not making anything. And they acting like they are making something. Now, there are things out there. There are things out there, like I said, that we're all getting stuff, which is good. And those are the things that we need to pay attention to, guys. Because a lot of you guys just pay attention to a lot of bullshit. And I hate to repeat myself with the other stuff that I said, but it still has to be said. You know? Because, guys, without us watching these stuff, they wouldn't exist. They wouldn't have money. They wouldn't have anything. You know? For example, if you know how many good products come out that are good and no one doesn't watch them, you know? There's so many movies out here that we love and video games that we love now that we never played before until later on, you know? I like to point out Dragon Quest. I didn't get into Dragon Quest until later on in my life, and now it's been booming ever since after Dragon Quest 11. People have been playing other Dragon Quest games, and then Dragon Quest HD, 2D remaster came out. The third one, I believe, it came out, and people are playing that one like crazy. So and everyone's talking about it like crazy on YouTube. People like it. So it's just a thing that's happening. There's so many good things that are happening that a lot of people tend not to see it, And I see both sides. I see a lot of great stuff, but also got to see the bad stuff, because how will you know the good stuff is good when you see some of the bad stuff and you're like, you know? And how will you know it's good if you didn't see the bad, You know? So I'm just happy that there is a renaissance happening, all right? You guys might not see it. I know I've said it a whole bunch of times. I even made a video about it. But I would say it till the cows come home. I would say it until this shit comes to full circle. Until literally we have everything that we want, per se, but maybe not everything. We can't have everything, and that's fine. But when we'll find, basically, about everything that we have, then be chef's kiss. It'd be chef's kiss. This is the moment to, like, I know, and the thing is too, there's so many competition now, and that's a good thing. There's so many competition now, and that's a good thing. But the thing is, a lot of people think that some companies think that they want to work their high up just to get to one company, either like Disney, Warner Brothers, or Paramount, or something like that. And I'm over here like, guys, I think that type of mindset should just not be a thing anymore. And I'm not talking about indie people or anything like that. I'm talking about people like in Hollywood that want to get into that stuff, or people that are preparing themselves for that stuff. And I'm over here like, if that's your dream, that's fine. Don't discard me. If that's your dream, if that's your drive, go. Who am I to stop you? No, I'm dead serious. There was one point that I always wanted to work at Disney as an animator. Fuck yeah. Who doesn't have that aspiration? Who wants to make a Disney animation short or a Looney Tunes short? Oh, I would love to make a Warner Brothers Looney Tunes short with the old school guys. If they were alive today, oh hell yeah, they'd be racist as fuck. But yeah, but but hey, it is what it is. That's funny as fuck though. But I heard that there's gonna be a new Godzilla movie coming out, but again, we Godzilla fans are eating good. I'll say that right now. All right, we Godzilla fans are eating good. Even if we don't have a Godzilla movie right now, the one that just came out, I think it's just really really fun. It reminds me of the fucking '60s Godzilla movies. But a lot of people talk shit about it. I don't know why. Like, I guess they just hate fun. Oh, it's so ridiculous. I'm like, then you can't watch any of the 60s stuff of Godzilla. Oh, I have watched it. And I'm like, I don't care if you have watched it. The fact that you talk shit about that movie just tells me how much you care about or how much you don't give a shit about the Showa era Godzilla. And to me, that's disrespectful. I'm that serious. That is disrespectful. Alright? But that's a whole other can of worms, in my opinion. And that's not entitlement. That's, to me, really disrespectful. I don't know. That's just me, man. And I'm saying that too because look, this is coming from a person that's not my favorite version of Godzilla. The Showa era is not my favorite version of Godzilla. I was introduced to that version, but it wasn't my first version. I mean, it wasn't it's not my favorite version of Showa Godzilla. It's always Heisei. You know, Heisei is always. I mean, there's a reason why they still use that look. Look at Godzilla -1. It's like the Heisei Godzilla, but turned up to like 11 or 100. You know, it's a great look. It's iconic as fuck. You know, when Toho made that sleek design perfectly, they were like, "This is it. He's going to look like this for the rest of his life now." What the fuck do we do? Because it's so perfect, you know? It's like having that Batman suit, you know, for example. The suit is so perfect that it's like, I don't want to know any other suit. If it's not this suit, fuck off. It's like the Spider-Man suit, you know? Oh, when those people want those big eyes and stuff like that. I understand what they're coming from. Because we got that with I know I'm getting sidetracked, but hey, fuck it. Um let's talk about a little bit of fun stuff, why not? But what was it? In Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2, they gave him those big eyes and stuff like that, which I like. I liked that look, in my opinion. I know some people hated it because they thought it was just a little bit too big and shit like that, but I'm over here like, it is a comic book movie, guys. I mean, I don't never understood that. Like, literally, I mean, Dark Knight Rises is not my favorite Batman movie, but you're gonna complain about that? Oh, Batman grabs a bomb, then it blows up and he survives. Oh, fuck you, non-realistic. I'm like, it's a comic book movie, you dumb shit. But Christopher Nolan didn't hint that in this universe, and I'm over here like, um, there's a grown man falling from a building, and Batman just that right there can kill somebody. So go fuck yourself. I've seen videos when they establish in the Dark Knight games when you use your gadgets to people and they fall, they break bone, all the arteries combust and break. Batman kills literally people when he uses his gadgets and they hang him basically. When he just goes like this and drops them, yeah. Come on, guys. Uh, how many idiots are on the internet? A lot, but we already knew that though. It's just funny. It's just hilarious to me. But whatever. That's just me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Tell me what you guys think about what I said about this whole company stuff. These companies, man. These companies need to do something. Warner Brothers, do something, man. You have a huge lineup of characters and you haven't done anything with them. You haven't done anything with them since The Dark Knight. I'm dead fucking serious. That's how I feel. I've been feeling this way as a DC fan forever. I'm sorry. If you want to get my personal fucking whole viewpoint of how I feel with DC and Warner Brothers, guess what I feel about it? They haven't been good since The Dark Knight. Oh, what about Walking? Yeah, there's gems, but they're not the they're just the exception, not the rule, basically. you know? You know? So and Marvel hasn't been good since Spider-Man 3. Yeah, I like Spider-Man 3. You could say Spider-Man 2, but who could touch Spider-Man 2? Still holds up to this day, to be quite honest with you. Rewatch that movie. I haven't watched, I mean, I'm not saying I watched it recently, But every time I think about that movie, I'm like, it still fucking holds up, man. It still holds up. It's still to this day. I think it's one of the best, not the best, but I think it's one of the best superhero movies of all time, basically, and a good sequel. You know, seriously. So with the Tobey Maguire one, in my opinion, obviously, people have their also people have their own version of Spider-Man. So I'll see you guys later. Um, Anything else I could close off before I do really close it off? Because I don't want to miss anything. So, Warner Brothers, man. And you should Looney Tunes characters, Warner Brothers. Come on. And Disney. Yo, Disney. Talk to me over here. Why are you not... give us a Mickey Mouse movie. What the fuck's wrong with you? No, I'm dead serious. I don't fucking care. I think that's the only thing I'm asking for Disney. Make a fucking Mickey Mouse movie. And no, not a fucking short that you put in fucking in Disney Plus. Put it in theaters, motherfucker. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. And it's funny too because apparently Runaway Brain, Disney hated it, and I'm over here like, is that why you haven't done a fucking Mickey short? Because to me, that was one of the best shorts you ever done. And I loved it as a kid. I still remember that shit as a kid. It was one of my favorite shorts of all time of that era. I liked it more than Lion King. I liked it more than Aladdin. I'm dead fucking serious. Like, I guess no one never told you the opinion of that short. Of that little movie. I don't know. To me, it still holds up and it's fucking hilarious. That Minnie even gets upset at fucking Mickey, and Mickey's playing video games and his eyes just dilated like this and shit. Come on, it gave him character. It gave him character. And apparently Disney, you don't want Mickey to have a character. And yes, I get it. You made a fucking series that has that, like some other series that has a different style of animation, which looks funny and good, but that's it. You, again, going back, those are just the exceptions and not the rule. You see a pattern here? You see a pattern here? Good God. Good motherfucking, like, what the fuck? Tap dancing Christ. Basically. You know? Uh, Alright, guys. That's just a thing right there. Cartoon Network is gone. Damn, man. Cartoon Network is gone. You did this to yourself, Warner Brothers. I'm dead serious. What the fuck, man? Hopefully that live action Scooby Doo is good. You know? Because I like Scooby Doo. I do. I fucking adore that fucking mutt. I'm dead serious. Seriously. And if you're going to tell me what's my top 3 favorite Scooby Doo stuff, is what's new Scooby Doo, coming after you, then the original, and then Pupmate Scooby Doo. Yeah, to me, you cannot top those ones for me. Those are right there. Those 3 right there, hands down, are mine. Those are my babies. Like, seriously. The original Scooby Doo, the pup named Scooby Doo, and what's new Scooby Doo? Coming after you, we gonna solve that. Come on, guys, like, that doesn't pump you up. It doesn't want to fucking make you want to see that shit. Oh. It's just so good. It's just so good. It really is. It's just fucking good. I still haven't watched Courage and Scooby, even though I did watch the Death Battle version of it. You should watch that. Please watch that. It'd be nice to have that part of the DVD of Scooby meets Courage. That'd be nice. I don't know. I fucking do it. I will make a bootleg DVD just to rip and put that shit in there. I don't give a shit. Warner Brothers do it before I do it. Because I'll probably be sued from you, but I'll be like, I only did it because you didn't. So here you go. Do it. And Warner Brothers will be like, we can't do this. I'm like, yeah, you can. Just ask them and give them a shout out. Wait, how much money are you going to have to spend? Just giving them the money as a shout out. Come on. And putting that short in. You're not going to spend millions upon millions of dollars. You know? Like, come on, guys. Seriously. But again, that's just a fun factor. They don't have to do it. I'm not asking for it at all. You know? I'm all like, hey, I'm gonna make 20 videos talking about it. Like, come on, let it go. It's a good idea. It would be cool, but you know, whatever. The DVD is already out there anyway, so you know. So, but it'd be cool. It'd be a cool idea if someone actually did something like that. So, I'll see you guys later and be safe.